Hello YouTube, it is Tuesday today, actually off work again today. So I did get a comment saying that they wanted to run down on the white car, so I'm going to give that to you today. It's kind of nasty, rainy, can't really do nothing today anyway. We'll finish up the black car, stay with me on that, and then give you a rundown on the white car, on what all is going on with it, how I ended up with it, what happened to it, where it's at today, things like that. But today I'm gonna do that and unhook the trailer, unfortunately, because we're gonna have it hooked back up for Thursday, but we're gonna unhook the trailer today, take some trash off, things like that. So stay with me, I'll give you a rundown on the white car today. So like I said, today's gonna be kind of a history lesson, how I got into Supras and the history on the white car and how it came to be where it is today and everything. So when I was 15 years old, of course, getting into the point of starting to get interested in driving, things like that, my dad found this car for sale, and it was blowed up, looked rough, which actually I still have the car. So I was 15 years old. My dad was like, okay, well, we got a motor for this car. If you want it, we'll get it. We'll change the motor, things like that. So interesting enough, this is the car. So I've had this car since I was 15. Yeah, it's rough. It blew up, I don't know, 15 years ago. I bought another car to put it back together. I just never did. So anyway, I've had this car since I was 15. So I've been in the Supra since I was that age, which was probably, I'm 39 now, so I'm not good at quick math, so y'all can figure that up. So bought it when I was 15, or got it when I was 15, and I'm 39 now. So like I said, had a blow motor in it. We had a Cressida, which actually had the same motor in it as those cars do. And we took the motor out, put all new gaskets and stuff in it, and put it in the car, drove the car. So anyway, in about 2017, I got to the point that I wanted to redo the car. So redo that car, put a turbo on it, or buy a turbo car. So I was in a dilemma. So at that point, I got to talking, I got to looking around, and I was like, you know what? Let's just buy a turbo car. To be honest, to be fair, I was never really a fan of the Mark IIIs. I didn't really care for the body styles. Just wasn't me. Like I liked the Mark IIs and I really liked the Mark IVs, of course. But at that time, Fast and Furious still had not come out yet. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, in 17 it had, but I was a big fan of Mark IV before the Fast and Furious movies even come out. So anyway, obviously Fast and Furious skyrocketed the price of the twin turbo cars, 2JZ cars, so that was not an option. And so I decided, I found this car in Durham. Guy had it for sale. So I borrowed a buddy of mine's trailer. A lot of y'all know him. It's Tommy Wentz. He let me borrow his trailer. We went to look at the car in Durham. Talked the guy down a little bit. Luckily enough for me, that was before the price of these cars started going up, which they're nowhere near what the Mark IVs are. They will never be what the Mark IVs are, anything like that. But it was right before the price of the cars went up. This car, when I bought it, still had factory intercooler piping, factory turbo. Like there was literally nothing done to this car except for it had a comb filter instead of the factory air box. Heat, AC, everything on this car was absolutely phenomenal. Everything worked, everything like that. I'm gonna insert some pictures here of what the car looked like when I bought it. Luckily enough, I still do have those pictures on my phone. So I'm gonna put some pictures on here of the car when I bought it, what the interior looked like, and things like that. All right, so bear with me now, because while I'm talking to you, I'm gonna load the truck up. I gotta take some trash off today. So, bought the car March of 2017, I think is what it said it was, or what it was. So I bought the car in March 2017. Had the car for a while. I was actually into riding motorcycles and stuff too. So I actually had a bike at the time. I sold the bike to do upgrades on the car. Done intercooler popping, exhaust, done a boost controller, and these turbos, which is, that one's actually an upgraded one. That's upgraded to a 57, I think. Stock turbos on those cars aren't but like 47 millimeter, and they only hold about, or stock boost is only about I think 6 to 8 pounds is what they say. So 47 millimeter, 6 to 8 pounds of boost. Bought a boost controller, started turning it up, blew the turbo. Fixed the turbo, got a turbo from a guy in Hickory, fixed the turbo, blew a head gasket. These things are known for head gasket issues. I don't know if many of y'all know anything about these cars, but the factory head gaskets are only torqued at like 55 or 57 foot-pounds, which is, as any of y'all know, retarded. That was a big issue with these cars, and that's why everybody switches to the 2Js. It's because nobody at that time really understood or knew how to fix the cars to make them work correctly. Which the fix to that is, have the deck block, have the head shaved, metal head gasket, ARP head studs. These are torqued, I think I torqued these to 90 foot-pounds, things like that. So fix the head gasket, bigger turbo, end up going to the 61 millimeter turbo. They have the Lexus LS400s have the same mass air meter, but they have a bigger housing. So in order to be able to run a bigger turbo on bigger boost, Lexus mass air housing, bigger injectors, fuel pressure regulator, fuel pump, sport mods, stuff like that, full exhaust. So anyway, got it all back together. My dumb mistake, I put a stock style head gasket with ARP head studs and tried to run 20 pounds of boost. It blew the head gasket. I'll put a picture of the head gasket here. So got that fixed, had the head shaved, metal head gasket, ARP head studs, obviously I already had them. Started driving it, and about, I don't know, now this is all about a year and a half of stuff going on. So in that time, about, I don't know, I drove it for a few months. Obviously, whenever the head gasket blew, it had more issues than I knew. So a couple months later, it developed a little rod knock. Long story short, it messed up the rod bearings. I'll put a picture of some of the rebuilds in here so y'all can see what all took. But the rebuild time took a long time. I was going through some things. Don't want to get into my personal life. I was going through some things. Car set for probably about a year and a half, and I met Ashley and we put the car back together. So I'm gonna put some of the pictures up of the engine, the tear down, some of the rebuild stuff and stuff here so y'all can see some of that and what we done with it. Look here, y'all. I sit down in the garage and these dogs are all over me. Callie over here. Callie, what are you doing? Lady. Where's your puppies? Yeah. Sport rotten. This is the mama dog. This is one of the puppies. I don't know where the other puppy is. Where's Petey at? I'll show you him later. So anyway, after we got the car put back together with the amazing girl that I found and is in my life now, she got into it. She wanted to put the car back together, which is fine because I wanted to too. So we put the car back together. Oh, there's Petey. Here, I'll show you my puppy. Here, look. Petey. That's the other puppy. So we put the car back together, got the motor put back together in September of 2019. The only upgrade that I really did to the engine internally was I put a little bit higher compression pistons in it. Dogs. So I put a little bit higher compression pistons in it, which essentially all I did was put the non-turbo pistons with the turbo crank and rods, which in these cars, the cranks and rods are forged from the factory. So it's factory forged crank and rods, and that is in the same rods in turbo and non-turbo engines. So essentially the only difference is the compression ratio in turbo and non-turbo cars in these cars. The heads are the same. I've heard different stories on the cams, but anyway, so we put non-turbo pistons in the car. So it went from 8.4 to 1 to like 9.2 to 1. Put the car back together in September. Turned around, we was driving around, just driving it. Didn't even have a boost controller on it, anything like that. We were just driving it. And lucky enough for us, we were coming back from Morganton, and I usually always drive interstate. For some reason, I was like, you know what? Let's go the long way. From where we was at Morganton, we usually drive interstate. But that day, I was just like, you know what? Let's go the long way. Let's just go down through town. We'll go down country roads after we go through town. And lo and behold, now this wasn't late at night. It was honestly, it was like, I don't know, 8 o'clock. I got the times on the pictures. But anyway, one of our buddies was in town, and we had done pictures in the parking lot, and we were going to drive it. My dog just jumped in my car. We were going to drive it to the mountains the next day because the car was doing good. So it was on the way home, and literally 5 minutes probably after we left from where we was at, it was about 8 o'clock at night, and got rear-ended by a drunk driver. Totaled the car. I'll put pictures in, y'all can see all that. So anyway, the guy didn't even realize he hit us. Luckily somebody had stopped. The guy passed out. He blew a .22 whenever the police come. Of course they took him away. And of course, you know, I drove the car home. It wasn't bad enough I couldn't drive, but it got the quarter panel, all the tail lights, all the stuff in the back, the hatch. Like I said, you'll be able to see in the pictures what all it did get. I'll put all the pictures up that I have of it, and I'll let you just look at those pictures, and then I'll get back with you and explain it from there what happened. Alright, so anyway, we got rear-ended by the drunk driver. That was in, so we put the car together in September of 2019 when we got the motor back in. We were driving around in February of 2020, obviously before all the corona stuff hit. Got hit by the drunk driver. We were furious. I was furious. I had to wait a few minutes to get out of the car because I was so pissed. But so anyway, we got rear-ended. And we was at a dilemma at that time. It's like, the car's totaled. I wanted to fix the car, obviously. It had, I rebuilt it, but it was a fresh motor, fresh bearings, fresh rings, stuff like that, And I was like, well, the motor's good, so we'll just buy a car and start fresh. Hence how we got the black car. So that's how we ended up with 2 of the Supras. Bought the black car. It's a 5-speed. White one's automatic. I wanted a 5-speed when I got this one, but I got what was a really good deal. I couldn't pass it up. Found this one. When I went and looked at this car, it was a complete shell. No motor, no transmission, no drive shaft, no wiring harness, no radiator, there was nothing in this car. And he had one, and it was different colored. I'll put pictures up of this one too. like it was when we look. You can see the dog in there. So I'll put pictures up of this one as well when we bought it. It was different colors. It didn't have these tail lights. But he had this car as a roller, and then he had a car that he bought that was, it was a crash car. It had been totaled in the back, but it had everything in it. So I was going to buy both of them. Try to give me a deposit because I didn't have a trailer with me that day. Wouldn't take it. He said, it's okay. I was going to do a swap, but hold on, let me get these dogs calmed down. All right, so he had the black car roller. He had one that was wrecked, and he was going to swap everything. Well, I was going to buy both cars and swap everything myself. So anyway, I called him back the next day, and he's like, oh, well, I've already started to swap. Or no, sorry, it's 2 days later. I called him back. Anyway, he said, I've already started to swap, and I was a little upset because he told me it was going to be a couple weeks, and I told him I wanted the stuff, and he wouldn't take a deposit. But anyway, he ended up doing the swap. I got this car with everything in it. You know, it didn't have the intercooler popping on it. He hadn't put it on yet because he done the swap in like a week because I wanted the car. And he done really fast. There's a lot of things that I had to tighten up that he didn't even tighten up. But I mean, working full time and doing this, and he done a full swap in like a week or less than a week. So not mad about it. But anyway, so I told him not to worry about the intercooler kit because I was gonna put one on it anyway. So anyway, that's how we ended up with that car. Obviously, it is where it is. Y'all know about that one. So then it come to this one. Ashley said, let's rebuild it. I was just like, are you sure? I was like, it's gonna be a lot of time, it's gonna be a lot of work, whole rear end was smashed. So she wanted to do it. So we started looking for a parts car. First of all, it was, do we want to buy a parts car or do we want to try to straighten it? Which you've seen the pictures, so you know that was a pretty easy decision. We thought about trying to straighten it, tried a couple things, and I was like, you know what, piss on that. We're just gonna buy a parts car, fix it. So this is the car that we bought to swap, or to cut everything. Obviously, you can see we cut rear off, cut the quarter panel off. It's just kind of sitting out here. This was actually a fairly clean car. It was a non-turbo car, and it had damage to the front, just this fender. The rest of the car actually didn't really look that bad. Interior was pretty good. It's a Targa top car, but it had the right tail lights in it, as far as what I wanted, because the newer tail lights, the ones that's in the black car, are way nicer. So anyway, so we bought this car. We found this car in Rock Hill, Fort Mill, either Rock Hill or Fort Mill, I don't remember. We actually still talked to the people that had the car. But yeah, we found this car. Ashley was like, well, let's go get it. So we actually drove the truck down, no trailer. Got down there, decided he had 3 of them to choose from. So we ended up with this one, and we went to U-Haul, rented a trailer. As you can see, there's one of my other parts cars. Those 2 are 85 that go with my original car. But so we ended up buying this car, decided to cut the quarter panel off of it. So I'll put pictures in there, the process of that, as far as cutting it off, putting it back together, placing everything, welding, stuff like that. So that's what we did there. We just took everything off of this one, put on that one. Like I said, I was just going to use the white car as a parts car. She wanted to do that. She's always been into Mustangs. Her dad's been into Mustangs, things like that. I told her, I said, honey, if you want to build a car, you build what you want to build. So don't put this one back together because I like Supras. You put it back. You do what you want to do. If you want to build a Mustang, we'll build a Mustang. If you want to build whatever, I don't care. If you want a car, we'll build whatever you want. She wanted this car. This car is not done yet. So we put a hatch on. I actually contacted somebody about putting a quarter panel on for me. They didn't want to do it. I had the money ready. I was going to pay them. Didn't care. I didn't want to deal with it. Actually, I called them to fix it, whichever way they wanted to, whether it was put a quarter panel on or fix the quarter panel or whatever they want to do. So, anybody that's got anything to say about how this car turned out, I don't really care what you think, because it was offered to different people to fix it and nobody wanted to mess with it. So, don't say nothing about it. If you do, don't really care. Because like I said, it's not done yet. We're still in the process. We got it up to where she could drive it, and she's happy with being able to drive the car, which actually we're getting ready to change the transmission. Automatic's coming out, putting a 5-speed in. The parts car that we bought had a 5-speed transmission in it. So we're taking the 5-speed out of it and putting it in the white car. But, so, it's not done yet. We still got body work to do. Let me show you where we're at progress-wise on the car. And then y'all can just kind of stay with us and see where it gets to this winter. Because this winter, both cars are having things done to them this winter. And y'all can stay with us. So, obviously it's 2 different whites. Because this is just like primered top deal white. See, lines up pretty decent. It's a little off here, but that moves a little. So I don't know if it's just causing the stuff or what. But all the body lines line up pretty well. I can't really get a good view of it. Trying to show y'all around, and you can see everything lines up pretty good for the most part. Now you got to take in consideration. Well, you don't have to. You can stay wherever the hell you want. But this molding is not tight. I've not fixed it. It's just still loose. Like I said, this thing's not done. We cut it. You'll see in the video. We cut it all the way down through here, and then we cut it through here. I still need to, I gotta fill this in, and I'm probably gonna go on the inside and see if I can tap it out, maybe with like a hammer and a dolly, tap it out some. I gotta take this back off because I haven't welded that completely in yet. Fix the little dents. All this stuff's gonna be fixed this winter. We're gonna fill this hole in. I don't know if I'm gonna replace this hatch. I'm gonna fill that one in if I do. It had a 3-piece wing. This one obviously didn't have it. This one had the 3-piece wing. So we're gonna fill these holes in, clean this up a little bit because it did get that one, but it wasn't bad enough. Like once that painted, I don't think you can really see that. It's just where the paint chipped off. Might try to heat it up and bend it a little bit. I gotta go in and finish these welds. But anyway, that's the story on the white car. That's where it's at. Like I said, we still got work to do. I told her, let's see here if I can show you. These are the wheels that were on it when we met. That's the wheels I bought for this car. I told her, since we run the slicks and skinnies on this car, put these wheels on that car, but she don't want to. She likes the black wheels on it, which I think they look pretty good. But I'm letting her decide. That's another thing, you know, we're doing. I don't know if we're gonna paint the car back white and then wrap it, or what we're gonna do. You can see it's probably dirty, but interior in this car is actually pretty decent. It needs floor mats. It needs a dash. If anybody watching this knows where a good MK3 Supra dash is, hit me up. 'Cause I need a dash. But it's filthy. We need to clean it, but it's actually in decent shape as far as interior wise. It needs new target top seals. I have this piece. I just haven't put it on because we're going to paint it anyway. So, but hey, let me know what y'all think. Turned out pretty good. You excited to see how it goes this winter? Like I said, as far as her, I don't know. We might end up just finishing out this here, cleaning up all the little dings and dents that it has from being a, you know, an 89 model car. Might just clean everything up and scuff it, primer it, and then wrap it. I don't know. It's her choice. It's what she wants to do. I told her, I was like, you know, you're the one wanting to put this car back together. Sorry, I'm putting some tools and stuff back up. But I was like, it's your choice what you want to do. You know, I wasn't even going to put the car back together. I was just going to use it for a parts car. Like I said, the motor in it's good. Rear end in it's good. Transmission ain't worth a crap. It's automatic. I mean, automatics ain't bad, but in those cars, it is bad. If I was going to do an automatic, it would be something different. But she wants a 5-speed car, so we're going to put the 5-speed out of the other car in it and let her go. So, like I said, let me know what you think. Rob, this was mainly for you because you're the one that commented. So I appreciate you commenting on my videos. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And let me know what else you want to see. You want me to do a full rundown on the black car so you know what's done to it? I mean, I'm open. It doesn't matter to me. My cars ain't fast. I don't do any of that crap, or grudge race or anything like that. It is what it is. It's only going to run so fast for me. So that's all that matters to me. So if y'all want to run down on the black car of everything that I know about it, I'll be more than happy to do it. Just let me know. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and see what's coming on the next one.